Hey everyone, Corvus here. Welcome to this video, which is going to be a first in a series of vlogs similar to what I did in the past, but this time I just want to show you film short clips for 1 or 2 weeks and then put it all together in one video like the one you will be seeing now, and just show you what is going on here on the painting desk on a day-to-day basis. I wanted to maybe kick off this video with some glorious project, but the first thing I want to show you is a bit of a failure from my side, is that I made a mistake in mixing. I'm working on these night hounds, which you probably know if you're following this channel. I painted I think more than 100 night hounds, but now I managed to screw up the paint recipe. I started base coating in what was going to be the first actually the first color of shading. So let me show you just briefly. So at the moment I'm working on these Dreadblade Harrows, and normally the base coat should be just this turquoise straight out of the bottle, and then the first shade is 50-50 mix of black and turquoise, but oops, for some reason I managed to put this first shade as a base coat, so I'm now going to have to repaint most of this using the regular turquoise. So that's, yesterday I spent a bit less than an hour base coating these guys, so that's time that's now lost. I painted a lot of the inside of the ropes, some of these harder to reach areas on the inside. It's of course not lost, but most of the outside will have to be repainted in turquoise. So that's going to be the first thing I will do tonight in this session. Right, just spent about a bit more than 15 minutes painting this guy in turquoise, what was going to be the eventual base coat. So it was pretty quick, and also, like I said yesterday evening when I was doing the darker base coat, I was spending quite some time painting the inside, getting in those hard to reach areas, which I decided to entirely skip now. But then again, I saw that I've seen that I missed an area here on the inside of the leg, because there's still, if you see my other night hounds, there's some kind of a color transition going on, and I really want to have the body of the cloak and also the horse to have it really in this turquoise, and then transitioning into a lighter turquoise and shading into black, and then on the edges here, on these swirly bits, I transferring to transitioning into green shade. So then there are these leg bits that are not really entirely these swirly bits. I mean, the right back leg it is, but on the left leg you can see has more of a body to it. So that needs to be in turquoise. And really, I think that's really what I like about painting these night hounds, is it's not really set in stone that this area needs to have that color, this area needs to be this green or something. It's just a very organic way of painting these models. You can really play around with the shading, and either way you do it, it will probably just always look good on these. Okay, now working on the second Dreadblade Harrow, and we're just thinking about my summer holiday in France, where I assembled everything. So I took with me, it's what I showed you in the video, which is entitled Completing Night Hounds Collection or something. I just before my holiday I ordered a bunch of Night Hounds boxes, and then the other Age of Sigmar, the small starter set. Let me just check. The Storm Strike set. So I took all of this with me on holiday, and then apart from that, some basic supplies like glue and a hobby knife, stuff like that. Not too much, everything fitted in a small box. And I spent a couple of nights on holiday assembling these. Also, in the past I took some paints with me on previous holidays, but paint is one thing, but you always need a good light. And I had a smaller light, a good light, but I broke down a while ago, or just before the holiday, so I just decided to just go for the easy parts. and take just the miniatures with me who which needed assembly. So as you can see, going pretty quickly over this one. So I hope to have after this that this first one is somewhat dry already, so I can start applying first layer of shading, which was initially the plan to do tonight. So I base coated them in the turquoise, finally finished. This took me a bit more than half an hour, so some time lost, but yeah. So while this is drying, let me just briefly go over what else is on the painting desk here tonight. These are some miniatures I finished last week. So these are the Bladegheist Reapers, or what they called, I forgot. But anyway, another batch of Nighthounds, and a similar story. These are similar to what I told you earlier about. I assembled these on holiday, and then a couple of weeks ago I started painting them, or 2 weeks ago started painting them, and they're pretty rank and file. But actually they were not so easy to assemble. A lot of also to transport. I mean, if you're really going to use these for gaming, a lot of parts sticking out. As you can see, these hooks on these chains, these swords, they all have these long swords. So yeah, that's quite some a bit of a nightmare if you want to transport these to your gaming club, for example. But yeah, in the end, I mean, it's a pretty nice sculptures, looking very 3D, and then as a group, I think they line up pretty nicely also. And then last week I've also been cleaning up some stuff I had lying around here in the cupboards. Basically, yeah, many years ago, a fan of mine gave me just this box of Warhammer stuff that he didn't use. There was quite a lot of junk in there. I threw away some stuff like scenery or miniatures with missing parts and stuff like that, and then just plastic bits. But then there's some stuff worthwhile in here. For example, these Supreme Sorcerers on Cold One, which is a pretty nice sculpt. I mean, the blister is open, but apart from that, it's fairly new, so I'm probably going to sell this on eBay. And what I'm also working on currently from this set is that I'm stripping some miniatures. So as you can see, this jar here, there's some metal miniatures in here. Basically some Empire Pilgrims, and then there's a set called a Reliquary or something, or Reliquary Carriers or something. I'll show you when this is out of the acetone. And then there are some dwarves in there, Dogs of War dwarves, pirates dwarves or something. I have to look up the names, I forgot. But anyway, I had them soak last weekend. Already cleaned them the first time, and now they're soaking in here again for a second pass. So yeah, probably tomorrow or the day after I will get them out of the acetone and give these another scrub with the toothbrush. Try to get as much paint off there as possible. So before starting tonight's painting session, just wanted to show you the desk as it is currently here. So I've been working from home today. Normally I'm sitting in the living room where we have a computer desk where I can my keyboard normally is, and then an external monitor. It's a bit more relaxed to work there, but my kids were home today. My daughters were home, so they were in the living room, so I had to sit here in the back room. Normally I'm sitting at that desk, but my girlfriend was also working from home today, so I'm confined to my desk here. And I've recently also changed jobs, so that now makes me work on this 15-inch Microsoft Surface Pro laptop, which is a beast of a laptop. But my previous laptop was 17 inch. This is a 15-inch. But the good thing is that you can, as you can see here, you can detach the screen. You can turn it around. So I have it now here that it's somewhat closer to my face, and it really helps create the illusion that this is a bigger screen. It's also a 4K screen, so pretty amazing screen. But yeah, 15-inch is not really, if you put it that way, the screen is here, then it's a bit too small. But have it like this to work 1 or 2 days. I mean, on Thursday I'll have to work again with this setup. It's okay, especially with an external keyboard and the mouse is there. So this is my setup. In the previous lockdown, so at the beginning of the year, March, April, I've been working like this with a similar setup with a bit of a bigger laptop than back then. Been working here for 2-3 months like this every day. Yeah, every night having to switch the painting gear back, and then this home working setup. But now we have a desk in the living room, and also in the previous lockdown my kids were home from school, so now they're at school, except for today, it's still a holiday. So when my kids are at school, I can sit in the living room at a bigger desk. So, and I'm also, my girlfriend is on the phone quite often, so it's also not always, I also have meetings during the day. It's better that I sit in the living room. We don't disturb each other too much, but yeah, I'm used to sitting here. My chair is getting worn out a bit. There's also a new desk chair on the way. I will probably feature this in the next video. It will arrive later this week, but so yeah, now just going to remove all this stuff, put it aside, and start tonight's painting session. So while I'm moving this aside, just one more thing I'd like to add is that Belgium is now currently in some kind of a second lockdown. So Belgium is the country in Europe with the most infections most recently. So that led our government to go into second lockdown. So working from home is now an obligation for those who can. So obviously I'm working in IT, so I can work at home. So I'm now back from the office for next couple of weeks. I'd rather be at the office, but like I said, I've recently switched jobs, so I think it's best that you just to get to know the company and the colleagues. It's better to be at the office, but yeah, it's now like that. And also there were always the same people at the office. I mean, a lot of people are still working at home. So we're always the same people, but yeah, at this moment I would rather be at the office during the day. But on the other hand, it gives me a bit more breathing room during the evening. I mean, you can start working on your evening dinner and do the dishes a bit earlier, stuff like that. So it makes, I think it gives me 1 or 2 hours of extra time every evening. All right, just finishing up the second layer of highlighting, so it's pretty good painting session tonight. Did the final shading. Now working on, like I said, the second layer of highlighting. And as you can see, I'm going very quickly about this. I mean, this is very forgiving surface to paint, and I know right now it doesn't look like that much, but when the final 2 highlights come on, then it will start looking completely different. So this is now a mix of 1 part turquoise, 1 part deck tan, and then 1 part white. So especially these areas that will transfer or will blend into the green I will be using, as with the other night hounds that I showed you. I'm not painting these, not highlighting them the entire way, just leaving these last bits just black, the black showing, because it will eventually be covered with the lighter colors. So it's a bit of a thing that you need to try to think on in advance, is where the green will start and where the final highlights will be, because that's these are some areas that you should not highlight the entire way. Also, there's some areas that I leave a bit darker, like here the back, but then again the tail, I want to get some good highlights on those. So there should be some of this lighter turquoise here at the beginning of the tail. So that's what I like about painting these night hounds, especially these swirly bits. Very forgiving, very quickly, and in the end it will always looks fantastic. So I think that will conclude this first vlog video, now the new format of vlogging, like I said. So now I'm going to think tomorrow, edit everything, see how it looks, and then think about maybe start recording a second episode. And then the ideas, check the videos that I filmed yesterday and today. I have about between 10-15 minutes. That's going to be the goal, to have between 10-15 minutes of video, and it can take a week, can take 2 days like it's now, just depending on the amount of material that I have. That's the idea I have now. But anyway, please let me know what you think about this new format. Is it more exciting for you? Do you like just in 1 or 2 weeks every time, just a general update video, or just you like this format more, where I just pick up the camera and start filming and tell about daily life, not all of it about the painting, but painting related, like I told about the working from home and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that I would like to include in these videos. So with this second highlight layer done, I'm going to wrap up the painting session for tonight and wrap up this video, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.